Welcome, everyone, to Write Your Plan Radio. I'm so excited that you're here for this podcast. This is an opportunity for you to celebrate yourself, for you to take this time to learn something that you did not know before. It's a celebration of you. It's for entrepreneurs, it's for women in business, it's for people who believe in their own power and the power to be something great. And you have a spirit and a drive to achieve great things in this world. And so, for those of you who aspire to have more, to be more, to do more, and to be better, whether it's more money, more knowledge, more information, more growth and development for yourself, you are in the right place. So, what we do here on Write Your Plan Radio is to interview people from a variety of businesses and industries and professions so that you can learn something from their expertise. The people that come on this show have been doing what they do for many, many years, and perhaps it's an area or an arena that you don't know much about. So, here's your opportunity to get something from them. And the other thing that I like to do is to have the people share a little bit about their story and their journey, because we all have a story to tell. We all have a path that has led us to where we are. And I think that is really inspiring to hear another person's journey, because it just accelerates your belief that you can achieve greatness as well. And so today I am very excited to have Pearl on the show. Pearl is the owner and founder of Women's Successful Living. She is a naturopathic coach, a speaker, and an author, and she does quite a lot of things that we're going to have an opportunity to dive into today. Welcome, Pearl.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I'm so excited that you are here. So, before we get started on what we're going to talk about today, which is shackling your boundaries in 2020, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about you and your journey and how you came into this space?
Awesome. I'd be happy to share. Thanks so much for having me today. So, my journey started when we adopted our son, our oldest, at a month old, and he's 22 now, 22 years ago, and we brought him home, and I was so excited. We tried for 10 years to have a family, and we finally had our family from our heart. And so, in my mind and my thinking as a mom, I was like, got to do the best, as most moms do. We got to do the best we can for our kids and take care of them, make sure they get everything they want. So as my oldest was getting older, he was very into football, and so I helped him write his resume for the football coaches that would be coming and recruiting him. I did the filming. I did all that stuff to, hopefully set him off on a great college career with football. So I happened to be taking this class, and I was doing it. It's called Identity and Destiny, and so it was a 6-week class. And at the end of the course, you had to write who you were. You had to write I am statement. And so I was proud. I thought I had a great I am statement. I can't remember what it was because my friend that I met in the class called me out on it. And so at the end of reading my I am statement, she's like, "I'm sorry, I hear nothing about Pearl in there. You've been married for 30 some years, correct? And don't you have a son by the name of Nate as well?"
Okay.
So it was like, wow, I took a step back. Yes, I have an awesome marriage. I've been married for going on 33 years. And I have an amazing son as well named Nate, who's about 2 years younger than my oldest. And so I sat back and I was like, you know what? You're right. I invested so much in trying to get my oldest to the goals that he wanted that I forgot, the things that my youngest wanted, and I forgot the things that took care of my husband. But most of important, I forgot Pearl. Pearl was lost in there somewhere, and
Really?
she was just existing.
Got it. So this whole notion of writing that I am statement is something that we can really get into, because today we are going to talk about the life coaching that you do with people and visioning and vision boards. And so I do want to get into that. Really interesting that you forgot about yourself in there. So before we go too far, Pearl, tell our listeners where they can find you.
Absolutely. So you can find me, of course, on the internet at wsliving.com, wsliving.com. You
Okay.
can reach out to me. My cell phone's public, so I don't mind sharing it. It's 813-449-3308. And we're also on Facebook under under Women Successful Living. And you can,
Okay.
and we're on Instagram for women_successful_living. And then of course Twitter, we're under WS Empowered.
WS Empowered. Very good. Okay. So, very good. Now, we're talking about shackling boundaries in 2020. And I love this whole idea around this year, the year 2020. For me, it is about vision, right? Because when you look at perfect vision and focus, it's called 2020 vision. So I see this year as just being something that we can just take that as a theme and run with it. So, how are you helping your clients in 2020 to create something great?
Definitely, I agree with you. So we're definitely starting with a vision board. We've already had a vision board event. We actually have another vision board webinar coming up this Sunday evening that's free, and I can share that with you, and you can share the link. But basically, having that vision, and it's great that you have a vision, and we create vision boards and we have goals, but what are you going to do with it, and how are you going to accomplish it? And that's where my word next year is shackling it. I want to be able to look at somebody, and if it's not in the wheelhouse or nothing that's going to help me accomplish what's on my vision board, I want to confidently be able to say, you know what, right now that's not something that fits what my goals are for this year. And if I know somebody, I can refer them, but I know so and so. And if it doesn't, if I don't know anybody, then I could just be confident in saying, you know what, it's not my wheelhouse right now. If you contact me around October of this year, when I redo my goals for next year, it might fit us better then. And just being confident in saying that and setting those boundaries and not letting anybody break a link on your boundaries, because only way to get it from your vision board to reality is to have boundaries set and be in control. And it's easier said than done. I know that, everybody. It's easier said than done, and that's what I work on when I work with my clients. Is we take a little bit at a time on the vision board, and we figure out what's the priority on that board you want to accomplish first that helps you accomplish everything else on the board. And then we work on that, and we come up with boundaries, and we manifest the things that you want to happen on the board and help you be in control on
Okay.
what's going to happen.
Okay, so I want to go back and unpack that a little bit. You mentioned three powerful words there that I want to have us tackle one by one. So number one was vision and the vision board. So spend a little bit of time just sharing with the audience what exactly is a vision board? How do you create one? What does that look like? How do you use it? Just talk about the vision board for a second.
Sure, everybody's board is different. Some will write out words of affirmation and draw what those words mean in a picture. I did that one year. I had in the middle, I drew, and I'm kindergarten picture drawing for me, but I drew me being a strong woman, and I had I had one arm going off the board and coming around and grabbing my hand on the other side, so I was hugging myself because I wanted to have self-love that year. So that's one way you can do a board. You can draw whatever the pictures are yourself. Another way is, of course, taking the magazine pictures and posting on a board and putting that all together. That's typically what I like to do now. And I have a way that I like to do it. I like to start with what's my big focus in the middle. And I always put me in the middle because I have to come first and I need to take care of me first before I can take care of anything else that's on that board. My kids, my family, my job, whatever that is, I have to come first. So I'm always in the middle. And I've always come up with my word of the year. And then I usually start to the right. I always start with my family. And this is just how I do it. You can do it differently. I always start with my family, and then what do I want to accomplish with my family? And then in order to do that, what are the things that I need to do that will bring me full circle back around to my family, that they always are there centered with me?
Very good. Okay, so that gives us a picture of what a vision board really looks like. Now, what do you do with that vision board once you create it? You cut out these pictures of magazines. I mean, it could be a picture of a beautiful home, a beautiful kitchen, a beautiful pool. Those are things, but you are talking more about people and individuals.
Mm-hmm. So what I do is then I take that vision board and I break it down. I break it down for my family, and we sit down. I sit down with my family and go, this is what I want to accomplish this year, and I try to get their buy-in. and I give them accountability now. And I let them know that these are the things that I want to accomplish. So if I'm going to accomplish these things, this may fall differently for us as a family. How do you feel about that? And then I share that with them. And then I take my business part and I bring that to work so that when I'm goal setting or I'm doing things, business planning, I'm looking at what those are on the vision board and seeing how do I incorporate it so that I can have that come to fruition. Who do I need to contact to help me make that happen? People like yourself. Do I need to find podcasting? Do I want to go do speaking? Who do I need to talk to that will lead me to those ideal places I want to speak at? So I work with that. And then my personal care, I working out. This year that's huge on my board is being more active with working out. So where do I want to go? Do I want to pay for it? How much do I want to pay for it? And if I don't want to pay for it, what are the tools I need to make it happen? And I go get those tools. So the month of December is kind of slow for me. So that's when I really set apart and start scheduling how that looks and reaching out. I'm always about trying to find it for free if I can and figuring out where that is.
Very good. Okay, so this vision board it sounds like it's not private. It can actually be something public that you actually post. You said you take one to work as well, so other people see it.
Yes, I think it's important. I think especially if you want to have boundaries and control, people need to see what it is you're doing and understand that if you're telling them, no, I'm not going to go to the movie tonight with you, they know and they're around you enough. They see, oh, Pearl wants to go speak at this event tonight, so the movie tonight she can't go with us. And so they're supporting me in that. And then plus it's always in front of you. I sometimes have it on my phone too, so I can see it. So that way it's always in front of you.
Very good. So you touched on part number two that I wanted to unpack, and that is about the boundaries. So talk a little bit about setting boundaries, because I think a lot of times it can be really difficult for us to say no. I'm guilty of it myself, where if someone asks me to do something, I think, oh, well, this must be the right thing for me because it came into my life right now. Maybe it is and maybe it isn't. How do you know how to set those boundaries?
That's a great question. Over the last 2 to 3 years, it's really evolved for me because people would say, what are you doing? Like I would be all over the place. I'd be volunteering for this, helping somebody do this. I was just everywhere, but I wasn't where I needed to be to make my goals happen. So you have to start with going, okay, what am I doing today? And does it fit in what I want to get done for next year? And what do I have to get rid of? What do I need to say no to? Who do I need to call and say, you know what? I know I've been helping you do this event this year, but next year I can't. I have other priorities on my goal sheet, on my vision board that I need to accomplish. So I'll come and attend the event if you can. Don't commit yourself to if you can't, but you need to be able to hand that off. I just went through this class with some girls that I know from Texas, and we did it online. And one of the things that I got out of that class was, and it didn't hit me until I took the classes, you might be saying no for you. However, you might be empowering that next person they're going to ask to be great. It may not fit for you right now, but that person, they may call that person and be, hey, Mary Sue, Pearl's not able to do this right now. What's your schedule like? And they may be just the thing they were looking to do and just didn't know, or just sitting back waiting for somebody to ask. And so you may be empowering somebody else to say yes.
Well, now that's a very interesting take on it, that by me stepping aside, I'm opening a door for a possibility for someone else to step in, that you don't have to do it all, huh?
Exactly. You don't, and you shouldn't do it all because we're not meant, we've got to take time for ourselves.
Right. And so then the third word that I heard you say that I wanted you to talk more about is manifest. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's a powerful word, manifesting the things that you want. So you're taking your vision where you've set your intention of what it is that you want, and you've made it plain. You've displayed it. You've put it somewhere. It's on your phone. It's on the wall. It's there for people to see and for you to see and meditate on, and whatever it is that you need to do to make that more powerful in your life. And then you're setting boundaries and telling people, this is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. This is my focus. And you don't allow people to take you off your focus. So how does all of that then work towards manifestation?
Everybody does that differently. I start with, it's funny, my kids will come in now